What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to NFL Turf Talk. We are live here on the DSM Media Twitter channel as well as the DSM Turf Talk YouTube channel, guys. So first and foremost, make sure to check us out on Twitter at DSM_media is where you can find us. Make sure to hit that follow button. And then if you want to be interactive throughout the entire live stream or any of our live streams here at DSM, make sure to check out the YouTube link specifically. It is the best and only spot to get your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns pulled up here on the screen with us, like Scotty's showing you right here. Make sure to tap in and hit that subscribe button. Share the video, like the video, whatever you got to do. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you that tune in and join the conversation. I'm one half your host, Dylan Davis. To my left today, my faithful co-host, Scotty. This is your divisional round breakdown. We will touch a little bit on Wild Card Weekend when we get into each and every one of these games. It's almost championship weekend, man. The season has it flown by? Like, obviously, every year it feels like time flies all the time. Does it feel like we were just doing our divisional previews at the end of August, getting ready for the season, or has enough time with a long Eagles offensive season drawn this one out for you?
That's a good way to kind of pose the question, because I think I can feel both sides of that. From a holistic standpoint, covering the entire NFL in this show, I feel like it went really quick. I feel like each week, I don't know, there was just so much parity this year and changing the power rankings. I don't know. It just felt like it flew by. It felt like there was a new team atop each week, new team on a winning streak, whatever the case may be.
Remember the Colts?
Right, the Colts. But that feels so long ago, to your point. So I don't even know, man. The Eagles definitely felt like a grueling season. Just watching that offense.
Sure was.
But I think when you get caught in that defending Super Bowl champion type of like mindset or perspective, I feel like the regular season does kind of fly by because you're just so hyper focused on getting to the postseason again and trying to get back to that high pedestal, which obviously we're not going to get there. So now I can kind of sit back and take it all in. But
what's funny too, dude? I'm doing some self-reflecting over here, and I'm just thinking, obviously, all I want to do is win championships. All I want to do is win Super Bowls.
Absolutely,
for all my teams in all the sports I follow, right? But it's like we went not through poverty, but like the McNabb era, the 4 consecutive NFC championships, the Super Bowl appearance that happened when I was young. Now I remember the end of it. Like I remember the Super Bowl. I remember the year before, right? I don't remember the Bucks in 2002, that, you know what I mean? And then we had like a long streak. We had one NFC championship against the Cardinals thrown in there. We had a long streak of just like playoff-ish type of team, maybe just missed the playoffs. And as a fan, now that we've been accustomed to getting to Super Bowls and winning, we've been to a World Series recently, you treat the regular season differently. And it may be doing the show, you treat the regular season differently because you know where you're trying to get to, but it sucks a little bit. Like you just kind of mentioned there, like just going through the regular season, you treat each game like, not that it means less in a way,
soak it all in
covering it, but from a fan perspective, it used to matter to me more if they lost in week 8 to the Cowboys.
Because, like, as a fan, it shouldn't be that, right? It shouldn't be that we're just so, like, locked in on a championship. Like, we should be fans week to week and, like, be able to buy in like it's a championship each week. Needs massage.
Justin Tucker just entered the chat. I don't know. 13 seconds.
Like Andy Reid. It's not Andy Reid, but it's like a morphed version.
My shoulders are so all right.
I can't.
Let's I'm not going to be able to do that for the whole show. So oh no!
What happened?
Wait. Oh, I thank God.
Okay, you got
it. I almost had the comment stuck up there for the entire stream, and I wouldn't have been able to finish. We would have had to start completely over and create a new setup.
I can't.
No,
some like older white man.
Subscribe, but I can't do that the entire show. I won't be able to focus.
What a start. Right, happy Saturday.
Let's get into this first game today. It's a good one, dude. The Bills and Josh Allen traveled a mile high and take on the 1 seed in Bo Nix and Denver. Josh Allen arguably is, I would say, right, the most dominant force, like singular dominant force left
Yeah.
in the postseason. Drake May's
Yeah.
had an MVP season. Matthew Stafford's had an MVP season. But all things considered, you know, you go
Using the
back the last 4 or
legs.
5 years, the buildup.
Yeah,
This is Josh Allen's postseason now, right? He enters into
absolutely.
Mile High as only 1.5-point underdog. So first, I want to get your thoughts and opinion on that spread itself. You're talking about a 6 seed coming to town, playing a 1 seed coming off a bye. I would have expected this game to be inflated around like the 3.5 mark. I'm shocked that it's down to 1.5. Is that making you not cause for concern, but is that swaying you in Josh's direction, or am I reading too much into Vegas here?
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are, man. When you look at this game, obviously you got the Denver Broncos who, like, while I just talked about parity at the beginning of the show, the Broncos have been there all season.
Mm-hmm.
They've been at near the top of the NFL record-wise since about week 4 or so on, so forth. But we know the defense that the Broncos present. We know that the Broncos probably have a better team around Bo Nix than what Josh Allen has around him.
For sure.
Obviously the defense, right? Like
Mhm.
the defense definitely, you can argue the offensive weapons, I think. But when you look at this game and you look at Bo Nix specifically, I do get it. Bo Nix, he has capabilities, he has talent, but you do need to show that you can perform in the postseason on the biggest stage. And I think getting the 1 seed at this point in his career, that comes with a lot of pressure at home to get a W, to not go out after 1 game, right? And this is his second postseason now, so you would think he has a little bit of experience under his belt, but that is Josh Allen with a ton of pressure coming into Mile High, trying to get a W without Patrick Mahomes in his line of sight, without Lamar Jackson in line of sight, without Joe Burrow in line of sight. If I'm Josh Allen, I'm so locked in right now. If I'm a Broncos fan, I would be scared because this is it. This is the time, right? This is the best path that Josh Allen is probably going to have to try to get to a Super Bowl and win it.
Right.
And so just working against that type of narrative with that type of talent at a player level, it is a little intimidating. Their defense is for real, though. That is arguably the best defense in the NFL. Mile High is a tough place to play, especially given the weather, the temperature right now. It's going to be hard to breathe out there for if you're not playing in Denver regularly. But that line is very suspicious. I don't think reading into it too much, man.
Man.
I think the books are looking at this and they're saying, great team over here in Broncos. Josh Allen,
the best player on the field wears number 17 in blue. That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's funny because obviously Josh is coming into this game with more pressure. Right? In terms of a career standpoint, this is Bo's first time in the postseason. Josh, like you just mentioned, the path, no Patrick, no Lamar, no Burrow. This
is Bo's second time. He did make the playoffs last year. They lost, though, in the first round, I believe.
Yeah, were they a 7?
I think they were last seed in, the 7 seed. So,
and it's funny, man. Did they play Buffalo in Buffalo last year? Is that what
I can look it up real quick?
Yeah. Well, so anyway, not only is he under more pressure just in terms of storyline, career, legacy, in terms of that head-to-head with Bo, he's under more pressure to play the cleaner game, the tighter game, because with what Bo has on the other side of the field defensively, there is some wiggle room for a Bo Nix turnover today.
Man, okay, so
I don't know if there's wiggle room for a Josh Allen turnover today.
That's a great point.
I think Denver's defense can bail him out. I don't know that Buffalo's defense can bail him out. Here's the thing. Josh was damn near perfect in the wild card round. 28 of 35, 273, only took 1 sack, 3 total touchdowns, and had a quarterback rating of 108 and led a game-winning drive late in the fourth quarter in a battle late in the fourth quarter in Jacksonville. So step 1 accomplished, played a clean game, played a high-level game.
Jacksonville, great defense. You're on the road. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
This defense concerns me, Scotty, because all those numbers, like I said, 28 of 35, brother, in a playoff game against a great defense. That's damn near perfect. And it took you a 3-minute drill to go down and beat the Jaguars because your defense let up 14 points into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
He cannot turn the football over today.
And this is a different type of defense from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's the number one rush defense. Yeah. This defense can pin their ears back. They can get after the quarterback. They have good players in the secondary. They can get turnovers. So it is a little different when you look at Jacksonville's great defense compared to Denver's. They maybe can match up with Buffalo a little bit better. Depends, though. You can't let James Cook come out here and get loose either. That's one thing that good defenses have been able to do against Buffalo is shut him down. Yeah. Looked up that game from last postseason. You are correct. They played, and the Buffalo Bills beat the Broncos 31-7. Bo Nix in that game.
Different teams. We know that.
It is different teams. I think Denver overall is better. I think Bo Nix is better. 13 for 22, 144, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 4 carries, 43 yards. So I don't even know that Bo Nix had like a horror.
Do you have the game pulled up there?
Yeah, I can get it pulled up. I just had Bo Nix numbers.
Tell me if I'm wrong. If I remember Bo Nix throwing a deep touchdown to open up the game and like going up 6 or 7-0.
Yeah, I think you might be right. A 43-yarder to Troy Franklin. Yeah. Yeah, and that was their only touchdown in that game. Josh Allen, 20 for 26, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. James Cook, 23 carries, 120 yards, 1 touchdown. So Buffalo, I'm sure, controlled time of possession, were able to run the football successfully, and ultimately controlled every facet of this game.
I would ask you this. From a betting standpoint, I'm looking at the over, I think. I'm not really asking you this, kind of just telling you this, but 45, 46, somewhere in that range. I think the Broncos are going to be able to move the ball and score today, and you're not going to blow Josh out. Like, if Denver is going to win this game, it is not going to be,
they're going to have to 30, score 20 plus.
Right, it's not going to be 30-17. It's not going to happen that way.
What is the total set?
45.5 on ESPN.com. I don't know which would be ESPN Bet or DraftKings, but odds by DraftKings.
I do.
That doesn't make any sense. Let's figure something out in the sports betting and advertisement world, okay? How am I on ESPN.com?
What the fuck did you just say?
I'm on ESPN.com, right? ESPN, Scotty, has their own gambling
service, right?
ESPN Bet. How are your odds brought to you by DraftKings? But I swear to God, above the game it says odds by DraftKings.
It wasn't like that before either. So they must have like some negotiations going on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
I don't know.
Weird. Because I know ESPN used to be, I think it was like ran by like Hollywood Casino or something like that.
Yeah.
I was on there for a little bit, but yeah, I stick with
been around the block on a few.
Fanatics, DraftKings, stick with those.
But yeah, I like the over. I think in this one, I think you get both teams in that mid to 20ish range, like a 20, anywhere from like a 27-23, 27-24 type of ball game. That's where I view it. I think it's close all the way down to the end. I'll be surprised if it's not. If it is going to be a blowout, let me ask you this: which way do you think it would go?
Blowout. I think if it was a blowout, it would have to be similar Denver. To last postseason. I think it would. I think it would have to be.
All right.
I think it would have to be Buffalo win it.
All right.
What Bo Nix do we get?
I don't hate it.
What Bo Nix do we get today, man? Like, do we get Bo Nix like risk averse, or do we get Bo Nix out there using his legs, letting the ball fly and making?
And again, I think depending obviously where the turnover occurs, right? If it's late in the game and you're on your own 20, you can't throw a pick, six. That obviously affects the game way too much. Your defense doesn't get a chance to bail you out. But I think Bo has the reality of if he throws an interception at the 40, it's not game season ending. Josh, I think turns the ball over, and I think Denver makes them pay every single time that he turns the ball over today. So give me the over in this one. Game's very tight. Tonight's game, Terry, tap in. Niners at Seattle for the Seahawks. Sam Darnold hasn't thrown a football since Thursday when he injured his oblique. Drew Lock has been getting all the reps since then. Seattle thinks he will be okay. That's the term that was used in Adam Schefter's tweet this morning. He will be okay to go tonight. You and I were ready to hate watch Terry's Niners in Seattle tonight. I still think Seattle wins. All right. Let me back up a little bit.
Talk to me.
No, if Drew Lock has to play 4 quarters of football, no, I don't know that Seattle wins the game, okay?
Like, not guaranteeing it, but it's not out of the possibility.
If Sam Darnold starts and really can just throw the ball 8 to 10 yards down the field and they run the ball and play defense, I still think Seattle wins the game. I watched San Francisco at home to end the season with a bye on the line, the number 1 overall seed, home field advantage throughout. I watched them get blanked, basically, by that Seattle defense. I watched them not be able to stop Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. Even if Sam Darnold can only snap the ball and turn and do this, I still think it's enough for Seattle to win this game. I think Seattle could quite literally win this game 10-6. I'm not sure I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, no, I do.
I'm sorry, Terry. I'm sorry.
We definitely got some hate.
Said some crazy things this week, and he's probably this locked up.
Yeah, we do have some hate in our hearts for the 49ers, Terry. I was reminded this week why I hated the 49ers the last few years. It's not because of you, Terry. You're a great fan. You're a great NFL
closer
fan.
To San Francisco in the Bay Area.
Terry makes me kind of like it brings the hate levels down towards San Fran. But then I get on X and I have to see these San Fran fans and the players just like, you can't just win. You can't just beat the defending champs. You got to talk crap about it. You have to talk shit about it.
Hey, time out. If I remember correctly, she didn't type one of those words last week. I don't remember her saying line that shit up. Terry's fired up this morning.
Terry fired up. It is going to be one of those games out in Seattle today, though, to your point, especially if Sam Darnold is beat up. It will be a physical, divisional rivalry type of battle. You do have a Seattle defense that's once again, arguably one of the best in the league. Top 3, right? You got Denver, Seattle, so on and so forth.
Houston.
Houston. Yes. Top 3 right there. Bang. But I do think if you get into a grueling physical battle that favors Seattle, obviously they're more healthy right now. You have San Fran beat up. And to your point, man, in that NFC West showdown, division on the line, number 1 seed on the line, home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the NFC side of things on the line, they scored a measly 3 points. That was with George Kittle in the lineup, right?
Correct.
Didn't have Ricky Pearsall, but nonetheless, 3 points.
Yeah.
Maybe they put up 6 today. Maybe they put up 10 today.
Yeah, Scotty, maybe they put up 14.
Maybe. I just think Seattle will be able to do enough at home. I just think they are the better team. And unlike the Eagles last week, who should have taken opportunities to run away with that game, the 2 interceptions that set them up to go up by 2 possessions or more that they didn't take advantage of, I think Seattle will be able to take advantage of that today. I think the injuries will catch up to San Fran. And, I don't want that to go undersold. Like, maybe if they had Kittle today, it would look different. Maybe if they had Fred Warner today, it would look different. If they had Bosa today, it would look different, but they don't. And those are big losses that will hurt you down the line. Maybe not against an offensive poverty-stricken Philadelphia team, but against a Seattle team that's been rocking all year, I think so. It will be interesting, though. Sam Darnold, his health, they were able to kind of lock in, run the football in that week 17, week 18 matchup last week of the season. My bad. Yeah. They were able to run the football, control time of possession in that game. maybe it changes a little bit today. Maybe Sam Darnold does have to make a few more throws down the field.
I
Right?
mean, brother,
JSN
they went into the Bay and had over 15 and a half more minutes of time of possession, 180 rushing yards at over 4.6 yards per pop. And you didn't make Darnold feel uncomfortable. If we know one thing from recent history, the Rams did it to him last year. Other teams have done it to him before. You have to make him uncomfortable, especially now with this oblique injury. He sat in the pocket 20 for 26, 198 yards, no touchdowns, no turnovers, 2 sacks for 17 yards.
And you
if
think
they can't generate a pass rush and they can't stop the run, this game could be 13-3, 13-6. It could fall somewhere in that category again. Or Darnold's more okay than we're even alluding to in terms of that oblique. And Seattle's offense comes out and puts up 27 today. I don't have the Niners win this one. You brought up an excellent point that kind of even slipped my mind. Like the Kittle thing. Like you don't have him anymore. Terry knows it, I think, in the back of her mind. Obviously, going into this one, no pressure on them, right? They're overachieving at this point.
That's a good point.
Those injuries catch up to you at some point, and that was kind of the last straw. Even though, again, sound like a hater because we couldn't get it done, but yeah, give me the Seahawks in this one.
I just think about how they won last week, man. It's starting to really like formulate in my mind how the Eagles lost this game. They did do a Philly special, a trick play. Like they pulled out all the stops to get that W last week in Philadelphia. What are you going to do today? Pull out another Juwan Jennings, throw down the field to CMC? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think the jig is up with the 49ers this season. It's been a great season. They've been beat up all year. I just think it's going to catch up this week.
And not just that, and not that they played any, back-breaking offenses or teams over this last stretch heading in the postseason, man. But you want to know what Seattle's defense has done against the likes of playoff teams and teams that just missed the playoffs over this stretch? They gave up 3 to San Francisco in San Francisco. They gave up 10 in a win to the Panthers in Carolina. They had the Rams game, which was 38-37. That was crazy. They gave up 16 in a win to the Colts. They gave up 9 in a win to the Falcons. They gave up 0 in a win against the Vikings. That's what this defense has put together. Kyle Shanahan's amazing. Kyle Shanahan should be up for Coach of the Year. That bag of tricks is running thin this week, and I like Seattle. They're 7-point favorites. Like, honestly, I know the Eagles were 5.5, 6-point favorites. They lost outright. Cool. What do we do? They're not winning this game. Do I like Seattle to cover 7? I don't know. I'm not going to go all the way and say that, but no, give me Seattle in this one, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Seattle in this one as well.
The
advantage.
The next one, 2 games on Sunday, starting out in the AFC, Texans, Patriots, New England -3 in this one. We know everything we need to know about that Texas defense. It is Super Bowl ready. Problem. Nico Collins is out.
Major problem. Yeah.
And I know Christian Kirk had an excellent wild card showing. They're not winning this game. I love that Houston defense, dude. What is the word we use for them every show?
Ferocious.
Yeah,
whatever violent.
This is the game. Like we just mentioned how Seattle could win that game 10-6. That is what Houston would have to do tomorrow afternoon if they want to go into Foxborough and win. That's the type of game it has to turn into. And I don't think you're doing that against the way that Drake May's playing. Got his feet wet in the wild card round, threw some strikes. Yeah, give me New England. Give me New England -3.
Yeah, I do agree. I think Houston's going to struggle without Nico Collins. I think we see teams all the time without their number ones. It just changes the whole dynamic of your offense. They're not this like heavy metal run team either. It's not like they're dominant on the ground with Woody Marks and Chubb and so on and so forth. They're going to have to get creative. Dalton Schultz, you mentioned Christian Kirk as well. Some of those rookie receivers, Higgins, right? They're going to have to find ways and manufacture ways to get those guys involved. They're going against a defensive-minded head coach in Mike Vrabel that is going to have that Patriots defense ready to go. Look what they did to Justin Herbert and company last weekend. So I think maybe that's what people could be sleeping on, maybe even myself. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about myself. I was sleeping on how good this Mike Vrabel-led defense could ultimately be come postseason. He's a guy that's experienced. He's been there. So I think there's a world where CJ Stroud has havoc wreaked on him in return. You talk about Texans defense all the time.
By the way, CJ Stroud in Pittsburgh last week, I know they broke away at the end. They had some defensive touchdowns.
Very
they won
shaky.
Like 30-6. Shaky. He's the first quarterback I literally thought looked terrified in a playoff game.
Shaky at best is the best way to put that.
Like, you remember how like Eli used to have happy feet sometimes when you get at this man was on a whole other level. I've never seen a quarterback dance around inside a pocket looking like a chicken with its head cut off. He looked atrocious in the wild card round. And now you lose wide receiver 1. Your rushing attack isn't anything to talk about. Nah, I don't know how Houston scores more than 10, 13 points max in this game.
The only way, I shouldn't say the only way, the one way that I see Houston beating,
defensively?
It would be defensively, but on the other side of things, it would be Drake May having a meltdown, right? He's a young player. You're in the postseason. It's a big spot against a top defense. Does Drake May have a meltdown in him? Does he have a 2 or 3 interception type of game in him? A 2 or 3 turnover type of game in him? I think that's one way the Houston Texans could ultimately end up winning this game. You go ultra conservative with CJ Stroud. You don't put the ball in the air too much. You run the football and just play that risk-averse type of style. I think they could do that, but I did not. I picked the Texans to go to the Super Bowl and ultimately win it. It wasn't without Nico.
I had them winning this game too, dude. I had them getting to the AFC Championship in our bracket predictions last week.
Yeah.
With Nico out and how I saw CJ perform in Pittsburgh, I have them at a 6% chance.
Would they be favored if Nico Collins was in your opinion?
If Nico Collins was in, I think it'd be about a pick 'em. I think it would be the same as like the Denver Buffalo game, 1.5 pick 'em kind of thing. 3's still not crazy. Even with Nico out, I don't think 3's crazy, and that's why I would hop on it if I was betting this game tomorrow with New England. The total's sitting so low, it's like 40.5. I know, your eyes jump to that, right? A low total. You could get there in the fourth quarter alone sometimes.
Could be like a 20-10 type of situation.
Yeah. I've learned to stay. Last week, Houston's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Houston scored like 30. It didn't matter. It didn't even get to 37. So, give me New England this one. Last game tomorrow night before we wrap up. The Rams in Chicago, LA, 4.5-point favorites. Can I tell you something?
What's up?
I think this line is favoring the wrong team. And I told you 3-4 weeks ago that if I, as an Eagles fan, the team outside of the Carolina Panthers I would want to play in the postseason was the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore, because I think they're on some Super Bowl run. It's about to be possibly 2 degrees in Chicago.
It's going to be freezing. Below freezing.
Below freezing. I think the Rams lose like some weird, I don't want to call it a shootout game because we know what freezing temperatures bring, right? Running the ball, running the clock, physical type of stuff. I think in a weird way, this game gets to like 26-24, somewhere in there. And I think Chicago pulls it out at the end, dude. I think they get one more magical run, one more magical moment in this postseason. And I think that Caleb Williams wins the game outright. I love the Bears plus 4.5. I think it's crazy that the 2 seed at home is getting almost 5 points.
Yeah, I do feel you, man. I look at this game and, there was reports that there was going to be like a good amount of snow. I don't think that that's going to happen now.
Right,
so
holding off.
That helps Rams a little bit.
Down, yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about Stafford and cold weather. You get a little stiff, right? The offensive line gets a little stiff. Are they going to be ready for a physical battle in that type of weather? And I know that Bears defense, it isn't like this otherworldly defense. They do force turnovers, though. And that is something that Stafford can do. He can turn the ball over. So I do feel you, man. It's not that I overwhelmingly think the Bears are going to win this game. I do think it's going to be a tight battle. And I am curious what version of Matthew Stafford we ultimately get tomorrow evening. So, and it's a night game, so it's only going to be colder by that time as well, man. And Caleb Williams, let's see what type of stones he really has, man. Him and Ben Johnson. That's the thing. Yes, Ben Johnson, and I think this season you can kind of see what an offensive coordinator.
It's crazy.
He's a head coach, but obviously a great
offensive mind
for a player.
Good offensive mind.
A good offensive mind. What can that do for your quarterback? It can do a lot. And it has Caleb Williams playing some really good ball, especially late in games. He's been able to make some tight throws, some big throws.
It's been money late in games, dude. And
he has been big money. Yeah, for sure. Remy says that Kyron and Corum will lead him to the promised land. It's interesting. I mean, there is a world where the Rams come out, run the football today. That's just not what I see when I watch the Rams. Like, I see a Rams team that wants to let Stafford sling it. They want to get Puka involved. Puka wants to have 10, 12 catches a game.
Yeah.
And then I look on the other side. I look at the Bears and I think they're built kind of for this weather. Like, they have legitimately two running backs.
Listen, to Remy's, because again, that's where I think Chicago gets a slight advantage. Somehow in a way,
I want the Rams to win, to be clear.
Yeah, I kind of do too, because I think Seattle, the Rams in an NFC Championship would be a lot more fun, potentially. Yeah. But let's look at how the Chicago defense lines up on this season. They average 93 rushing yards a game themselves. They give up 99 rushing yards a game. They throw net passing yards, 352 passing yards per game. They give up 322 passing yards per game. That's all roads are leading one way. Yeah. And that's for both teams to throw the football today. I don't know that Kyron and Blake Corum are just going to take this game over in below freezing weather for you. I ain't hating on Kyron.
My bad.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
I'm not hating on Kyron, right? I'm just.
Yeah, it's not necessarily about Kyron. It's more about we need to see it from the Rams, because you know what's sticking in my head. It's the playoff game from last season, right? And it's not to say the Rams came out and played horribly.
I'm glad you said that, because I was just trying to look it up. How's he been? All right. He only has 2 this year. So I'm proud of him. He's only got 2 fumbles, 2 lost.
Kyron.
Yeah. Because that's what it's going to look. Because you mentioned the playoff game last year, the Rams. I remember the playoff game. I remember the regular season game in LA when the Rams could have went up 2 scores and Kyron fumbled inside the Eagles 20, and it shifted the game that way. Yeah. Below freezing weather. Hold on to the rock. Needless to say, I do want the Rams to win, just for like an NFC Championship perspective, even like a Super Bowl perspective. I would like to see Stafford versus like Josh Allen in the Super Bowl when it gets to that Sunday. But in terms of spread, give me the home team, the 2 seed, with 5 points basically in this one.
Yeah. No, I feel you on the spread. It's hard to pick a winner in this one. There's part of me that wants to believe the Rams, have stepped up their level of physicality, and that this will be a nice kind of like exemplary game to showcase that. I just don't know how much I believe it truly.
All right, we'll see.
I do like the Bears to cover at home, man. I'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna go. I am gonna go with the Bears to win. I'm gonna go with the Bears to win. But I want the Rams to win this football game. I don't know, like Sam Darnold.
Does that feel weird to you at all as an Eagles fan?
NFC Championship.
Yeah, no, I do agree. Like, just from a viewing standpoint, right? Because I've always said this. Like, we love, same thing happens in March Madness every year. Early like baseball series, like you love a Cinderella story. Yeah. We all love an upset until it gets to the Final Four. And there's 2 double-digit seeds playing a 2 seed in the Final Four.
It's not even close.
No, because you know what I like to watch in the Final Four, Scotty? I like to watch Duke versus UConn. I like to watch Purdue versus whoever. Like, I like top 10 teams in the Final Four, right? In the Super Bowl, I either like watching great teams or great quarterback play, right? Like Burrow versus Stafford a few years ago. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I no offense to Terry, I don't need to see a Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl. It's
We've
not.
already seen it.
For me.
Not impressive.
That's true.
Big fumble against San Fran and OT.
She knows.
We'll
She
see.
knows. All right. Let's get on out of here, guys. Go enjoy the
Yes,
rest
sir.
of your weekend and make sure to tap in, always follow and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.